Hey everybody, welcome back to A Brief on Grief. So today's episode title, Rumbling and Shifting, that is directly coming out of kind of what's been going on in my life the last 10 days or so. There's been plenty of rumbling, grumbling, and shifting going on. As if you haven't guessed, those are kind of my little play words that I've just come up with to describe this the loss that's been going on in my life the last little while. So much change, so much end. So again, remember that a loss is the end or change of any familiar pattern of being or any relationship, basically any kind of routine you have in your life if it changes or ends. And there has been plenty of that for me lately. I'm feeling a bit exhausted right now, honestly, but again, as I've said in some of these other episodes, I'm being again reminded of the power and the magic that comes out of being fully in the grief of loss. I had a couple ideas for this next video that I wanted to do, and it kind of shifted over the last few days. But something was really profound for me the other day that I definitely wanted to focus on. So not only the general reminder and the general awareness of how powerful it is to just fully be with your full feelings when they come in, to not try to like distract them and stuff them down and push them away and judge yourself for feeling them, thinking you shouldn't feel this way or whatever. All the numerous judgments and things that we have that go on in our heads. I just tried to courageously be with myself and speak about it and talk to friends, reach out for help, use some of the tools that are powerful for me with managing and being with emotions, and just let it be. And a lovely reminder of the power of this, a specific reminder, was a couple days ago on Father's Day. So as I've spoken in previous videos about this before, that I have like a troubled, estranged relationship with my dad right now, and have had for many years, basically my whole life. And this is one of my intentions with the work that I'm doing. It's a lovely, natural thing that's happening as I heal my heart, because a lot of the grief and pain that I've held from way back then was related to that relationship. So I've got a lovely reminder. I wasn't aware of it right away. It's only after I reflected in a day and so after, is that normally, so this year on Father's Day, for most of the day, I was filled with so much gratitude for the men that I currently have in my life, in a supportive, encouraging role that is very new for me, that I've never had that before. And it's gotta been a year or so of grounding in having those relationships and having those relationships come into my life and being okay with that, because it's so foreign to me to have that. So and uncomfortable and vulnerable, but to actually embrace and allow that in. So that's the energy that I was actually in most of the day on Father's Day. And then I got a little surprise of grief towards the end of the day, in the evening, and it was uncomfortable and it was painful, and it was directly about my dad. I just felt sad about the time that we've missed, sad about not knowing exactly what the future holds, even though I have an intention of reconnecting and trying a new type of relationship with him, but just the sadness of that. And then when I was kind of in that, it reminded me that, yeah, you know what, this year I felt more sad on his birthday too, which was back in May. And I thought, wow, this is normally on these days, in my whole life, there's been some sadness around it, but what I realized, that I think a lot of it was numbed out. That I was kind of realizing, well, this is the way it is. I don't have a good relationship with my dad, I never will. Like kind of that complacency and numbing of any of the pain that was underneath it. So first, this grief caught me by surprise, and it was painful, and I thought, oh, my day was so good. I felt so much so grateful for the people I do have in my life, and now I'm feeling sad for the one person that I don't have in my life. And I had some moments like that where I was almost gonna like, it's kind of like a little form of judgment in a way, like, oh, why is my day going bad? Why am I feeling sad when I was grateful earlier? Then I stopped myself and I realized a little bit, and as I reached out to a friend to chat a little bit about it, she grounded me in what was shifting in me then, and I realized, no, this grief is actually beautiful, because the very reason that I could feel the gratitude and the power and the love for most of my day today for the people that are in my life, I could feel that because my heart was open. I could feel that because I've opened my heart, and the work that I've done to allow and embrace those relationships in my life and to nourish those relationships in my life. And it's that very same open heart that does allow you to feel, it allows all the feelings to come in and out. So of course, this same open heart that is more open to my dad and the pain he went through and the pain that we have had in our relationship together, there's more space in my heart in that relationship than there's ever been. And that has simultaneously allowed love to come in from other areas, from other men in my life. But also, because my heart is open, I feel the grief and the sadness more from that loss of that relationship and where it still is right now. That is magic for me. Because before I numbed out the pain and numbed out the sadness of this relationship, and now in the amazingness of feeling the gratitude for what I do have, it was also feeling the sadness for what I don't have. But realizing that I was feeling all of that because of how much more my heart is open now, and how much more my heart is willing to sit with myself in every feeling that comes up. And that's just I just keep saying the word magic because that is the magic. And I really ground in that. This is part of that power that's behind the passion and inspiration I have behind this topic, is because this is what comes out of knowing about loss and grief, and honoring when you're feeling grief due to a loss, and just honoring the whole movement of it all and the whole presence of it all. Grief and gratitude, pain and love, anger and peace, compassion, forgiveness and resentment, all of that, everything, all the soup of human emotions, it's all beautiful for its own reason. And like, it reminds me of the powerful quote from Brene Brown, or a statement. I'm not going to quote it directly. I don't know it directly, but she talks about when you numb out negative emotions, when you numb out painful emotions, you numb out everything. If you numb out your grief, you numb out your ability to feel love. Plain and simple. And I'm actually living the truth of that now. When I heard that quote, it was profound for me. I didn't actually know the experience of it, and now I deeply know the experience of it. It is life altering. It ignites this passion in me to share about this stuff. This is what I want to share with the world, and why I'm here, and why I'm telling you this story right now. And this has been a lovely adventure just sharing it now with you. It's a whole other feeling of it. So thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next time.